Okay, and we're live. How you guys doing today? Good morning, Natalia and Nicole. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning. Good
Good
afternoon.
morning. Good afternoon to me. Yes, it's 5 p.m. Where are you based, Natalia?
I'm based in Buenos Aires. So
Okay,
it's
what time is
midday for
it?
me.
Early morning?
Midday.
Midday. Oh, okay. Nicole, where are you based?
I'm in Davis, California, and it's
Oh,
8
nice.
a.m. So
Okay. Oh, pretty
starting
early for
midday.
you. Yeah. Okay. We'll make it worth it. Jessica, good morning. You're used to this time of very early meetings, right?
Oh, yeah. Good morning from Seattle.
Okay, and good morning from Rome, everyone. So, welcome to this GALA live stream. We're going to talk about the GALA Academy workshop that Natalia and Nicole developed for us. The focus is on HR or people operations, and someone calls it. And it's a great program. I already posted the link under the comment section. So feel free to take a look at the program. If you have any questions, you can always write them in the chat. But first of all, I would like to invite everybody who is watching this live stream to write in the chat where you are joining us from and what it is that you do, for example. So as I said, the GALA Academy starts on September 3rd. We have 4 weekly sessions on Tuesdays, and it's going to be based on the program. I don't know anything about HR, but based on the program, it's going to be packed with information, practical ideas, strategies, collaboration, networking. I'm looking at the page now, and I see that someone is joining. Hello, Colleen. Good morning. And in between sessions, all attendees will join a Basecamp group where they can, first of all, network, but also discuss questions, share experiences, give each other advice. In a word, it's peer-to-peer learning at its best. And so today I'm here with my colleague, Jessica Di Pietro, because she has something very exciting to tell us about. And then we have Natalia Quintás, Chief People Officer at Terra Translations, and Nicole Spyt-James, who is Director of People Operations at Avantpage. So welcome all. I see there are some other messages coming in. That's exciting. So first of all, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about how you landed in HR. Nicole, do you want to start?
Sure, happy to. Well, I am a daughter of 2 Polish immigrants, so I think communication and language has always been at the foundation of my story. And I studied sociology and fashion design. I've always been interested in people and what are they doing in the context of society or large groups. Then I started my career in Silicon Valley, and I say I've had the full startup experience working in a company that was acquired, one that shut down, and one that is still going on today. So I think when you're in a startup world, you kind of wear a million different hats. And what I found pretty early on is that at the center of all those hats was the people. And that was what I cared about the most. And today at Avantpage, I'm the Director of People Operations, and I manage administration, finance, and HR. And it's a really interesting and fun intersection of how important and central, every person in your organization is to the business's success. So that's kind of a little bit about me.
Okay, Natalia.
Well, I study psychology in Buenos Aires. And when I was ending my career, I decided to begin my path in human resources from the very beginning. I work in different companies, multinationals, especially at my early times in MetLife, Telefonica, that is a telecommunication company, then in energy company, nothing to do with the industry. And when I was, I don't know, 10 years ago, I was going to be mother, and I was trying to change my career to a company in which I could work remotely. That's the way I found Terra Translations. And I have been working here for 10 years. And well, it was marvelous for me because I discovered this industry, the localization and translation industry. It was new for me. Everything was new. I began as a vendor management. So it was like, okay, what I have to do here? Well, I have to recruit. Okay, I know how to do that. And that was my beginning in the industry. And now I have a big team. We are 10 people in human resources. And in my area, we have vendor management, of course, administration, training and development, internal communication, and ISO certification. So I have like a team nowadays.
Big portfolio, absolutely. And how's localization? Well, Natalia said that she loves the localization. Nicole, I take it that you fell in love with localization too?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Actually, at the first GALA conference I ever attended, it really sunk in for me how wonderful and amazing this community is.
Okay, wonderful.
I'm obsessed.
I'm going. Oh, wow. That's a big word. Now, Jessica, I know that you've been working very hard on something special. Do you want to share a little bit and maybe ask Natalia and Nicole a question? So,
definitely. So one of the ways that in which GALA helps promote our industry and try to give as much information as possible to our members and everyone who works with us is that we produce these barometer reports. And so we ran one a few weeks ago specifically about people operations. And so I'm going to give a little preview of the results. They're not quite ready yet, but y'all are getting a backstage pass. So if you take a look at this first question that I'm going to share, it's, does your organization have a strategic HR plan for the next 3 years? And you can see that the majority of people said no. That's 60% of people who responded to the survey. There were 90 qualified responses. That means I combed through and I made sure they were legitimate and there were no duplicates from different companies. So that's 60%. And then the next one that we're going to look at, is how long is the typical onboarding process for a new employees? And you can see that the most frequent answer here is 2 to 4 weeks. And then one slide that I'm not going to show, but I'll tell you anecdotally, is that we know from the responses to the survey that it actually takes longer than that for people to get up to speed. So I don't know, Isa, I think you wanted to ask a question about that, yeah?
When Jessica showed me these 2 slides, I haven't seen the whole thing. She's very jealous. She doesn't show anything. Everything is perfect, and rightly so. The first thing that came to mind was, is HR then one of the most, I want to say, underrated or underappreciated departments within a company, and especially in the localization industry? What is your experience?
Well, I think that, I don't know, teams in general only see the tip of the iceberg when we talk about human resources processes, right? Because you can see how many people we can hire, or which is our training program or our development plan, but there are a lot of processes behind the scene that is not sometimes seen or valued in the companies, but it's not fault of anyone. I think that is our responsibility as responsibles of the human resources areas to show KPI indicators. What are we going to which is going to be our HR strategic plan for the future? How we align our objectives in the department with the company goals. So I think that a lot of work is behind scenes, and we need to learn how to communicate effectively to the organization. What are we doing? So people can value everything that we can add to the business in general.
Yeah.
I don't know, Nicole, if you want to add something.
I think you were spot on. It's exactly right. It's about how much attention you put into it. So, yeah.
Yeah, and our executive director rightly reminds us that the GALA Business Barometer, it's for free for all members, and it's super affordable for non-members. But if you sign up for this Academy event, you can receive the report for free. So that's an extra bit of content and information and data that you can use for your strategy. And I'm sure it's going to be very useful. So yeah, Jessica, do you have another question?
Definitely. So as I was coming through the barometer results, a question came to mind that we didn't necessarily ask, which is like, what are the main HR challenges that are faced by companies in the localization industry specifically, and how can they be addressed?
Yeah, I can take that one. So I think the two main challenges that I often hear of when I'm networking with people in the localization industry is recruiting and retention. Oftentimes as LSPs or people that have localization departments within their companies, you're looking for a global staffing solution. And that requires very tailored approaches. That requires understanding who you are as a company and what you offer to people that are going to join your team. And the retention piece is really, how do you keep your people happy? And that can be a lot easier than you think. And we'll give you some tips and tricks in our workshop sessions on how to do that. And then I think the second biggest thing I hear is kind of a tie between communication, because of the global nature of our industry and how nuanced communication is, especially between two different cultures. And I think one that's rising to the top now is upskilling, because of the changing landscape of AI. So for both of those, again, there's different strategies, and a lot of it is about what's right for your company, understanding fundamentally what is your mission, vision, values, what are your KPIs, what are your targets for your team, especially for training and upskilling. People are getting their hands dirty with AI more than companies may recognize. So how do you really create a systematic approach to giving them space to explore? And I think it's a really fun time. So there's a lot that we can do in HR to create those spaces, right, for growth, for learning, for maybe different modes of communication that we didn't have before. Yeah. I'm excited.
Great. And Natalia, you mentioned KPIs. And so the first thing that I thought was, well, data analytics, right? Data analytics can be leveraged to, say, improve decision-making strategy in human resources? How do you go about it?
Yes, I think that it's fundamental to have like a very solid dashboard of KPIs in human resources. Maybe you don't need to have so much KPIs, because you can have 20, 30 KPIs of course, as in each area, right? But you need to define which are the ones that you want to share with the management team or the C-suite team to take efficiently decisions in a quick time, because we know that the industry is changing. We are going through challenges that are going to be like faster and faster year after year. We know that the AI is changing everything in our industry, and we need people and teams ready to be prepared for the competencies and skills that we need in the near future, but not the near future, nowadays, to affront or to go for these goals that we are like defining as a company. So if you don't have this kind of information to share with the management team to take fast decisions, you are not going to be aligned with the strategic goals of your company. So your HR plan is going to fail. So to take these kind of decisions is necessary and mandatory that you have this dashboard ready, and to, of course, maintain it updated and have the right, maybe not, you don't need like a very sophisticated system, because we know that when we talk about mid-sized companies or small companies, budget is an issue. And in HR especially, we don't have like an unlimited budget, but you can have it even in an Excel. But you need this information to take decisions and to share all your strategy based in data to the management team.
Yeah, absolutely. So Excel forever, as far as I'm concerned.
that really resonates with me as the data program manager at GALA. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I saw you beaming, Jessica.
like, oh, dashboard. Nicole, I have a question for you. What is the value, do you think, of having a dedicated HR function for small businesses? And how can it impact their growth or success?
Yeah, I might be biased, but I would say it's the most important thing. Because even as a small business, and this is where we at Avantpage were just 5 years ago, we've grown so rapidly in the past 5 years. And I think a lot of that has to do with the attention that our CEO and I have decided to put behind our culture and behind our people. Fundamentally, anybody that is an employee is a human first, right? And we in today's day and age are not going to stay in companies that don't treat you well, or that don't create learning opportunities, or that don't give you space to go pick up your kid or watch their recital, and so we've had to adapt a lot. And I think COVID was a really great impetus for that, because it allowed for a different working model. So even as a small company, and this was me and my team not so long ago, it was just one person. And if you're a small company, find the one person that is checking in on people, that is really great at, pulling how people really feel out of them, or at making, connection events happen. Look for that one person. And if you don't have the bandwidth to have a dedicated HR team, maybe give them a budget for some HR initiatives, or ask them their opinion, or, see how you as a leadership team, or whatever your managers are, whatever your management structure is, how can you give back to the people that make your company possible, right? That's really it at the end of the day, is like, how do we create this beautiful community where we get to love what we do? And you can only do that when you take care of your people fundamentally. So it's super important, and that's like the soft stuff, but the results is amazing. So our retention rate has decreased, or we've been able to retain people more. We've been able to have people stay longer. Our employee engagement surveys have gone up exponentially. We're attracting great talent now. People come to us looking to work with us because of our reputation. And so what all that does is it drives up profits. We get better clients. So it's a great business motivator as well, besides just the warm, fuzzy human side of things.
That was really well said, Nicole. Thank you for painting that picture for us.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Natalia, now I have a question for you. What qualities and skills, make someone an effective HR professional in our industry, based on your background and your experience?
Well, as Nicole was saying, we are working in a global community, so we need like a mix of competencies between like soft skills and hard skills. Maybe when someone think about an HR person, can like think in two kinds of person: very technical skills like payroll management, or I don't know, training skills, or recruiting skills that you need like very specific and technical competencies to do that. And from the other side, strong communication, change management, and cultural sensitivity, and these kind of things. But I need that. I feel and I believe that the Excel HR professional need this mix all together. Understand about technical things. You need to be very strong in soft skills, negotiation, communication. Of course, you need to understand a lot about inclusion and diversity nowadays, because it's crucial for our business. And you have, and it's not so easy, because you have to manage all these kind of things. But you have to know about the business. You have to understand the industry. You have to have like a clear strategic vision, because if not, as we were talking before, if not, you are not going to take the right decisions for your team and for the business. So we are like facing a very challenging time in the localization industry. I saw that happen in the multinationals in other sectors, I don't know, 10 years ago, but I could see how the industry and this specific industry was transforming regarding the importance of people-centric practices in the industry. And of course, it's like an extra demanding for the HR professionals, because maybe the professionals that you need nowadays in your teams as human resources professionals are not the same that you hired a few years ago. So it's not impossible, but we can like develop some of these skills, and of course others of you need to find maybe external consultants to help you, or like build a team with mixed combination of different skills, and think about how are you going to build this specific and technical team for the challenges that you are going to have in the next years. But is, I don't know, to resume, it's like this means hard skills, soft skills, and knowing about the business.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yes, I know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling tired already. I mean, and I'm not an HR specialist. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the Academy now, because I'm really excited about the program. And I would like to start with Nicole and ask you to maybe give us an overview of the topics discussed in the first two sessions.
Of course, yeah. So the first one is called Strategic HR Planning, Crafting the Future of Your Workforce. And it's really about what Natalia spoke a lot about in this live session, which is how do you take a business plan that makes sense for your company, whatever size, and translate that into first a plan for the first 1 to 3 years, and then KPIs that we can use to measure that, and how do you get a real sense of where you're at in your company in regards to maybe creating a survey or getting a pulse on what it is that your people are really feeling. So we're going to take you through a bit of a journey where we give you some insight. We do breakout sessions, 3 breakout sessions to kind of walk through activities in a whatever cohort you're grouped with. Hopefully, in true HR fashion, we'll do a little icebreaker to get to know each other. Because again, it's important to maybe build like a little community within this workshop. I think would be great. Some people that you could really get to know and rely on past this experience. And then the second session would be talent management mastery, attract, retain, and thrive. And I think this is a big topic that, of course, we tried to do it in a flow. So first you need to know what it is that you want to accomplish in the first session, and that will inform all the takeaways from the next 3. So in the talent management, we're going to have Paula McGrath, which is from IAG, which is International Achievers Group, a recruiting agency. She's incredibly smart and has a lot to say about some amazing recruitment techniques to not only bring people in, but how to do really smooth onboarding processes and then keep your people in the right seats and keep them happy. And Natalia and I have done, I think, a pretty decent job at our own company. So we've got some things to share in regards to those areas. And I think the whole idea that we have behind this whole workshop is really giving you so many tools that you can take away. So if you've never done any of this stuff before, you're going to have a toolkit for both of these subject matters. As you walk away, you'll have resources and links, and that's what makes it exciting for me.
Yeah, and I know because I'm always backstage when people go into the breakout rooms, and I jump from one room to the other just to check that everything is working okay. And I can tell you that there is so much energy and so much discussion and conversations, and it's really, really exciting to see actually. And as you said, Nicole, there are these small cohorts, this community that is born very organically. So it's really interesting. Now, Natalia, to you the duty of the task to describe and give us an overview of session 3 and 4.
Okay, yes. Well, as we said, we are planning to create like a community and a case study to continue our work in the breakout sessions between the first and the last session. And in the third session, we're going to have a special guest that is Sean Hinrich, from Beluga. And he has a lot of experience creating training programs and mentoring programs. And we are going to talk a lot about that. The focus will be training and development, and we are going to talk how to upskill the capabilities and knowledge of your team for the challenges that we are facing in the industry. How can you plan and have a strategic talent management system? We are not thinking about like complex or crazy things. If not, we are thinking about simple techniques and strategy that you can apply effectively in your organization if you are a medium-sized or small business. So our focus will be in that, how you can create an effective training plan with different components, coaching, mentoring, training session, etc., and how you can plan or manage your talent pool to have an effective team and to retain, of course, your people in these difficult times. And
Yes. And
sorry, session four.
yes, session 4. Go ahead, go.
Yes, the last one is going to be communication, because we think that, as I was talking before, we need like this mix of competencies, hard and soft skills. And maybe communication is one of the most difficult skills to develop in a team, because you can have the best professionals, but always miscommunication happens. Even in the best teams, you have to work a lot about that. So, for example, at Terra, we have a very effective internal communication plan, and I plan to share that because it's like essential to have a communication strategy in general to position your employee branding externally and internally, to communicate your strategy, etc., mission, vision, and everything that Nicole told before. But we are going to go from this general strategy as an organization to your personal communication style. We're going to provide you about a general idea about your communication style and how you can manage these like interactions with different kind of personalities. So it's going to be very fun, and we hope it's going to be enrichful for everyone, because we're not going only to talk about the strategy. We are going to talk about personal realities, and we are going to talk about ourselves. So you have to be prepared to be open and share your opinions and participate, because they are going to be interactive sessions, dynamic, and you are going to have a lot of information to work after the workshop.
Is there a touch of psychology in that session?
Yes, yeah, well, it's my essence. So we need to put something there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'd just like to remind everyone that the Academy starts on September 3rd. And as I said, I linked already in the comments to the program. And I'm looking forward to it. I have the best job because I'm always backstage with all these events. And so I get to learn a lot from different people. So I'm really happy that both Natalia and Nicole accepted my invitation, or our invitation, to create this academy, and I'm looking forward to it. And of course, if you sign up, you get Jessica's report with lots of data about HR in the localization industry, and I'm sure that that's going to be valuable together with what you learn in the academy to become, let's say, an HR superhouse or something. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you both, Natalia and Nicole. Thank you, Jessica, for getting up always so early in the morning. But you're used to our meetings.
Yes, thank you, Gala. We're very excited.
Okay, and we'll see you in 2 weeks then.
See you in 2 weeks.
See
Bye,
you then.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.